Okay, so we're back live again. Hi, everybody. I hope that you will be able to join me very shortly. In fact, hello. I'm forgetting I'm not on camera. I did try to set up again a multi-camera setup. However, it's just not working. I suspect it's because my laptop is just not good enough to be able to handle all the amount of data that is required. So I'm just going to have to go with Google and do this live with just the one camera again. But that's okay. I'm sure we will get by. Now, um, what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to set up so that I can see. Let me have a look. I want to be able to see the live chat, and I'm not 100% sure how to do that. I suspect it's in here, and I will probably have to mute that. There we go. So how are we doing, folks? Do we have anybody here? Right. So I've been playing around with my art journal, just with a few bits and pieces. I've been getting some subscription boxes. Well, some subscription boxes. I've been getting the Lollipop Box Club subscription for planners and things. There's been some really nice stamps and stencils and the likes. So that is exactly what I've been trying to do, is do some more journaling, and I thought it would be fun to again do another live show and show some of my journaling. This is kind of set up a little bit as this is kind of a rough idea of what I want to do. And as you can see, I have some scrap paper under to save it's going onto my other pages, and I'm going to remove this from the page, and I'm going to start doing the background first. So I'm just getting myself organized here. Just making sure that I've got everything in front of me that I need to have. I have some paints. And I have a sponge, and I have stamps, and I think we're ready to go. So I'm just going to get started. I'm just trying to get my daughter to the right bit she wants to watch, so I'm just sending her a message at the moment. Right. Okay, I think we're just about ready to start. Okay. I'm just going to pop this to one side, and as you can see, I am starting off with a page that I had done some drawing of some, what you call them, baubles, for Christmas baubles. I used this page just as a layout guide, just to help me to decide on a particular layout for the painting that I was doing for my Christmas card. The design eventually went onto a bit of watercolor paper, and I then put it digitally and printed out the paintings to be able to do more than one Christmas card. So I'm just going to start off very simply with, in fact, I'm going to see if I've got any of this left. This is Tim Holtz Distress Paint, whoops, and as you can see, there's lots of dried bits. I'm just giving it a good shake, and let's see if I've got any of this left. Oh, there we go. I've got some left. Lots of dry bits, but there seems to be some wet paint here. Oh, and that seems to be the little ball that's fallen out. Let me just pop that ball back in. There we go. That's it. Okay, so there seems to be enough to kind of do a light wash. I'm just using a baby wipe just to spread the paint. I possibly should have put on some gesso before I started, but never mind. And here's some different blue. This is a darker blue. So I'm going to, again, just spread this. I'm not being too particular. And I'm going to take some of this, which is bundled sage. So this is a kind of greeny colour. Again, just spreading it about. Just building up the layers at the minute. Nothing particularly fancy. Just getting the card out of the way. Rachel's asking, am I the only one watching? I think there's 2 watching now at the moment, but that's okay. I don't mind, because this is really just a practice. Just seeing how I get on. I was hoping to do the this is Artiste Ducraft paint periwinkle, and I'm just going to do some dots, and I'm going to get some of this darker colour as well, which is Crafters acrylic paint, and I'm not seeing where the colour is. Doesn't seem to be a lot in here. So there we go. spreading it about, trying not to mix in colours too much. I think that would sort of defeat the purpose of this. Just trying to build up the layers and get a decent coverage so that it's not a plain page. Of course, this side that I'm doing now is probably not as important to get, maybe the edges. This is the side that's going to show a bit more, so I'm going to ensure this is covered. So there we go. And voila, there we have a background. Don't you just love getting messy? Okay, so what I'm going to be using next is actually going to be this. It's the stencil, the snowflake stencil. But I'm wanting to let this dry a little bit more. So whilst I'm allowing this to dry, does anybody have any questions? Rachel, do you have any questions? Would you like to ask anything about the process or anything at all? So, what do I talk about while the paint is drying? How about, oh, this video is boring, like watching paint dry. Haha, well, that's because you are. Hey, I'm only kidding, folks. I'm only kidding. Yes, you are at the moment just watching paint dry. But there's my hands. Hello. There does seem to be a bit of a delay, but I am here. I am hoping that these paints will dry reasonably quickly. Okay, so I have a few different choices. Now, given that I have this and this peachy, I'm now trying to think what colour I want to use for the snowflakes. I'm actually thinking maybe this pearlescent frosted mint might be good. So it's kind of dry, but let's try a little bit of this frosted. Rachel says, being a grandma again. Well, I'm being grandma. Are the kids watching? Right. I'm just going to pop some of this out onto my craft mat. I'm going to use hopefully a reasonably clean bit of the baby wipe, and I'm going to get my stencil out, and I'm going to place it on the page and dab it and hope that it comes out. Ta-da! That's not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm going to try some of this light green colour as well. See how that turns out. It's a little bit thicker. So we'll see what happens here. Might get a bit more coverage, but I do like the pearlescence. I quite like that too. So I'll just do another one over here. I know that it's going to be mostly covered up, but it's not going to be all covered up. So I'll get some more of that pearlescence, I think. See, it's interesting because on the camera you can see the pearlescence better, but in real life I can actually see the light green better, which I think's fascinating. So I've got this one off the page because sometimes when you're doing things like this, rather than having them too evenly spaced or too sort of planned out looking, it's always nice to have something that's going off the page. So I'm also going to do this one across the two pages, like so. So I'm thinking about where I'm placing them. I'm thinking about the composition. Even though this is very simple, I'm still having a little bit of thought about where I'm putting things and how it's going to look. So there we go, that's that. I'm thinking one more off the page. I'm picking up the last of the paint, like so. There we go. That's looking pretty awesome. In fact, that's looking pretty cool indeed. So now, unfortunately, we're going to have to let the paint dry. So it would appear that my grandchildren are apparently watching. So, hi guys. Hi Oliver. Hi Madison. How are you doing? I'm just going to just add a little bit more of the paint I picked up just across the page, just to sort of even it out. So there we go. That's that done. Now, whilst I'm waiting on this page to dry, I think what I'll do is I will pop this out of the way. and I will bring back this. And the tag. In fact, I think I might get another baby wipe and wipe my hands. So I hope anybody who's watching this is enjoying themselves, is learning a few things. As you can see, I'm just getting I end up getting really messy when I'm doing journal pages. So I'm just, baby wipes are brilliant. Just getting this paint off me. Okay, so that's that. Just let my hands dry a little bit. In case you're wondering why I'm waving them about, that's Oliver apparently has said no, Grandma. No to what? Now, I had scissors. Here we are. So I'm going to neaten up this. Now, this is actually my work. I painted this and took a photograph and decided that I would print it out to use in my journal. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to leave the edging for the time being until I decide whether or not I'm going to keep it. Because I do think it frames it rather nicely, although my cutting's not particularly straight, but that's okay. We don't need it to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. So that's that done. Now this is the tag that's going in the little pocket, and I'm just trying to decide whether or not I'm going to put anything more on it. And because I'm looking at these at the moment. These are really cute stamps, and I'm thinking it might tie it all in. So I'm just going to take them out of the packet just now. And we'll see what the sizes are. I like this heart one. So, oh, that would be nice down there. Yes, that would be nice. Okay, so I have these acrylic cylinders. That's a little bit too small. I'll use a slightly bigger one. I have these. These I bought at craft fair in Glasgow at the SECC a few years ago. These are pretty awesome, actually. It's great for being able to see where you're actually stamping. So I think I'll use these. And I think, given that it's snowy, I think we'll go with the blue. Will we go with this Seafoam. Go with blue. So just get the ink on, like so. And I think what I'll do is I will do a test one. So looking for a bit of paper at the minute. There we go, just try it on this. Ah, yes, I like that one. So we'll take this and we will put the little heart there. There you go. And I'm also thinking that maybe I'd quite like to have this one here. So I'm just going to pop that on there. Now, what colour shall I use for this? Go into my little stash of colours. Got sage, gold, yellow, pinks. Ooh. So let's test a few. Let's see what they look like. So I've got this one. Oh, that's very faint. Very faint indeed. Yes, I'm thinking the blue might just stick with the blue. Oh, so now there's the thing. What did I do with the lid? There it's there. So welcome to my real world. This is where I have things in my hand, put them down, and then can't find them again. Of course, when I record videos, I can edit all this stuff out, but I'm live today, so there we go. Right. I'm going to try and line this up as best as I can, but it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. There we go. So that's that. And I think maybe I might put one just there. Oops. There we go. Quite like that. Because what I was thinking I might do is I might put a photograph or something on there, and then I will use the back to write a little bit about the photograph that I pop on the tag. So let's check on the background. Yep, that seems to be dry. So this is how I'm going to be placing this, like so. Make sure that that's okay. I'll bring that down a little bit more. So that's going to that's going to sit there, and that's going to sit there. So that's basically how it's going to look. So what I've got here is, I have got, if I can lay my hands on it, is some glue. It's just PVA stick glue. So just one of those stick things. And I'm just going to start sticking my pieces down. So I think I'll start off with this piece here. So just this is very, very dry. So do you know what? I'm going to abandon this. This doesn't seem to be working particularly well. Don't know if it's the material or what, and I'm going to use some tacky glue. It's a little bit too wet for my liking, but needs must. I don't want it going all over the place, and I need it to be well stuck down. So I'm being generous, but without being overzealous with it, I hope, because once you start pressing on it, it'll start to squeeze out. So just lining that up. Okay, so that's definitely okay. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to add some glue to this. And then I'm going to stick this down. So hopefully I've got enough, but not too much. So enough that it'll stick, but not too much that it'll come off, or come out, should I say. So there's a little bit here that you can see that it's just not wanting to stick down, so I'm just going to add a little bit more glue in. And there we go. Hopefully that'll be that. So how are we doing? Let me just check the messages. Rachel says, I have them. I'm assuming you mean the glue sticks. Right, so I'll get this piece here and get some glue onto it. Now this particular page is, it really is so simple, it's so easy to be done. It's not complicated, there's not 101 different steps. It is what it is. In fact, I think I'll turn it around that way and put it on. So sticking that down. Like so. And as you can see, there's some wrinkles coming in, but that's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. That's just because of the type of paper bag it is. Now this paper bag I actually got in the subscription. So the Lollipop Box Club subscription, and once I'm done with this, what I'll do is when anybody comes to watch the replay, I will have an iCard in a link in the iCards so that people can see the unboxing of the Lollipop box that I actually used to make this. So I'm going to double check before I actually glue this down whether I want to keep the edges or not. In fact, I think I'm out of, there we go, I'm back in shot. Didn't realise I was out of shot there. So now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking there's a space here. So I'm wondering if I can find, like I said, this is the reality of me working. Here, it's up here. I'm thinking about putting that there. So I'm just going to quickly do this. Whoops. Let's see. Hopefully this will be okay. Because I think it's just a little bit too bare up in that corner. There we go. That's a little bit better. And then that there. So yes, I'm thinking I will just keep the edging because that really kind of makes it pop out. So for the very last time, I'm going to put the glue on. Like so. I think I'm sort of running out a little bit here, but never mind. I think there's just about enough to go around and get it stuck down. Oh, there's my iPad. My iPad going. Somebody messaging or doing something somewhere. So I'm just going to pop this down, being very careful not to rip the paper because it is just printer paper. Oops. Now I'm trying to find something that is clean because my hands certainly aren't, because I've just noticed that I'm spreading muck about. And as you can see, there are bubbles and all sorts going on here, but hopefully when it dries, it'll be absolutely fine. And you can see that because it's a print, the ink has actually smudged. But do you know, that's what happens. You sometimes just have to go with the flow. So there we go. There is my winter page. Now, the tag will go in here. And voila. There you have it. There's just a very simple art journal page that is a little bit of painting and a little bit of scrapbooking, because the techniques that I've used here to stick all my elements down is very much akin to the techniques that scrapbookers use. So hopefully you have got some hints and tips, and I've just checked the messages, and Rachel has said that she has the rods. Yes, I really I use those quite a lot, particularly when I'm doing my card making. They're really, really handy to have for the small elements. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon in a much better quality setting. So thank you all. Take care. Bye for now.